This video is one that you want to listen to. This applies to your little kids, your big kids, and even you, because all of us right now are overrun by busy schedules and that one big giant word, stress. And I am going to talk about the number one nerve associated with stress. You may not have heard or talked about this before, but 100% you have talked about stress, or you have talked about how tired you are, or you have talked about how your kids are tired, emotional, and cranky. We talk about stress with our Fitbits and our Apple Watches, telling us when our heart rate's high, how well we slept last night, or when we need to remember to breathe. All of these things help to measure our health, and a huge piece of that is the vagus nerve. This is Vegas, V-A-G-U-S, not Las Vegas with the shows and the dice and the buffets. None of those are good for your stress situation. I want to share 3 things you need to know that are practical to your life and your kids' life. The vagus nerve is often referred to as the rest and digest nerve, but it is so much more than that. For sure, it is in charge of rest. That's your sleep, heart rate, breathing rate. So all of you and your kids who are struggling with sleep, you've probably added in magnesium or meditation. Vagus could be your key. Vagus nerve is also 100% in charge of digestion or motility. One of the favorite things we like to talk about in the office is pooping. And think about all those babies that are struggling with reflux, colic, and constipation. Turning on the vagus nerve is a huge piece of that. The vagus nerve is the key piece of the parasympathetic nervous system. It's opposite to the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic is our fight or flight side. It's when vagus is underactive or not functioning properly, the parasympathetic side doesn't work, and we see the sympathetic side take over and get stuck. This is why you're not sleeping, because your body is worried about bad guys coming over. This is why someone might not be digesting and pooping, because they need to save that energy to run away. This is why your immune system gets challenged, because you're not worried about a cold virus, because you think someone is going to be chasing you. So the vagus nerve also has a huge influence over the immune system. Any inflammatory response, allergies, this is often seen when a vagus nerve is underactive. Vagus nerve also plays a role in our social and speech systems, communication for our young kids, sensory processing, emotional regulation. So our mood, behaviors, vagus would be trying to calm us down from the wound up world. And if it is underactive, it is really difficult to do those things. Vagus is also in charge of cognition, focus, memory. Hello, busy brain, brain fog. Those are going to show up when vagus is not functioning properly. You can see the vagus nerve does a whole lot more than just rest and digest, which is why one problem with vagus leads to struggles in various areas. We see so many kids and adults who can tick a lot of these boxes. This also means that the vagus nerve is also the key to getting you out of so many of these compounding challenges. The child who doesn't sleep, poop, or regulate their emotions, you as the mom with immune struggles and brain fog, when the vagus nerve comes online doing its job, the whole body can do all of its jobs. That is only the first thing I wanted you to know, so stay with me. Number 2, the vagus nerve can be easily damaged by birth trauma. Here's your quick anatomy lesson. The vagus nerve is a cranial nerve from the brainstem, way at the top of the spinal cord. That whole system, from brain to brainstem to spinal cord to nerves across your body, is supposed to function without interference. Now let's think about birth and a tiny baby's head and spine making their way into the world. Any and all kind of birth is a lot of work for baby and mom. When we introduce birth trauma with forceps, vacuum, or C-section, and we are twisting and turning a newborn head and spine, we are causing interference to the vagus nerve. This causes dysfunction that shuts it down, leading to many of those struggles we just talked about. Number 3, the third thing you should know is that the vagus nerve can get easily worn out by this high-paced, busy, high-toxin world we live in. That sympathetic fight or flight side of our nervous system is needed at times. You've got a big test or a presentation, a heavy workout, but we need it to be balanced by vagus. The life we are living is not helping to give that break. We are stuck on that gas pedal, wearing down the vagus nerve, causing us to feel wound up and worn out. We feel like we just can't recover or catch up. Regardless, if you have been through just a bit of stress or you've got it piled high, measuring your health by the health of your vagus nerve is going to be a game changer. I have an Apple Watch to give me certain metrics, but nothing is as accurate as having your heart rate variability tested. We do this in the office, and it takes just 3 minutes. We can test a baby with a clip on their ear or an adult with their hand. We can tell if vagus is online doing its job or if it is tapped out and needing some help. If that's the case, we figure out how to help you get it back online. Yes, the meditation, walks outside, and melatonin are going to help. You've probably already tried adding some of those in. Chiropractic to activate your vagus nerve is the missing piece. To get a baby pooping, the grade schooler managing their emotions, the teenager not sleeping, and the adult with all of the above. Vagus is where it's at. Tag someone who needs to hear this video. Share it on your socials. Send me a question and find out how to get a heart rate variability scan. We want to help you get relief from your struggles and ahead of the game moving forwards.